If there were a device that allowed you to share your dreams with others, how would it be used and how would it be abused? Paprika features just this device called the DC Mini, which is revolutionary but still in its development stages, meaning that it lacks safety features and restrictions. The DC Mini was used as an unofficial form of psychotherapy treatment until the device was stolen and used against the development team. This causes some of them to lose control over their bodies, stepping into a form of a walking dream, and some accidentally kill themselves while trying to fly out of a window. This begins the mystery of Paprika as Chiba, Tokita, and Konokawa work together to stop this conspiracy and retrieve the DC Mini. But of course, not all goes as planned, as we see more people slip into this dream state as the DC Mini starts combining everyone's dreams together into this train wreck of dreams that starts spilling out into reality. Paprika was directed by Satoshi Kon, but it was based off of a novel written by Yatsuka Tsutsui, also called Paprika. I've never read this book, and because the story itself is an adaptation of another work, I don't really have that level of appreciation or understanding of its true content, because I'm sure some of it was left out in the process. But I find the plot to be interesting enough to want to read this book, and it's actually translated, it's available on Amazon, it's like $10, so I might pick it up someday. But having said that, I feel that Paprika's characters and overall plot are actually the weakest of Satoshi Kon's filmography. His works are usually filled with allegory as a form of social commentary, requiring you to think and pay attention to all the details as he tricks your mind into being confused as to what you're seeing is either reality or a form of memory or dream, and these elements aren't really as prevalent within Paprika. And I also felt that the characters themselves were really lacking in depth compared to his other works. But like I said in Tokyo Godfather, each story directed by Satoshi Kon is meant to be appreciated in its own way, not really meant to be compared to everything else. Paprika is a movie that showcases Kon's cinematography in creating these beautifully abstract and detailed dream sequences. While Perfect Blue and Paranoia Agent did a great job of blending dreams and nightmares with reality, I feel that Paprika did a great job of exploring these dreams and analyzing some of them. Watching this movie for maybe my third time this month, I spotted a few smaller details that I really appreciated, such as in dreams, your mind uses the faces of people you know and sticks them on like some of the background characters, and you spot that within the movie. One of the creepiest moments in this movie was the first dream of Captain Konokawa, or Detective Konokawa, which is really the first scene in the movie where he's in this circus and he's inside of this cage where the entire audience starts chasing down to the center of this tent and they start trying to grab him. But what's really creepy about this is that they all, man, woman, and child, have his own face with his thick mustache. That was so weird. You can even tell that this movie had a big impact around the world, because the movie that I hope you've all seen by now, Inception, really took a lot of inspiration from this. In Paprika, there's an elevator that's used to go from different levels of the psyche or different dreams of Konokawa, and it actually serves the same purpose in Inception as well, to go through different levels of the dream, and you could definitely see the influence from those two scenes within Inception, taking that influence from Paprika. Madhouse Studio produced most of Satoshi Kon's work, but Paprika is easily the most beautiful. But of course that's to be expected, because this is actually the newest of all of his works, so you can expect the lines to be crisp, the colors to be bright, and everything to look so beautiful, and that's just in the real world. But the dream sequences are really what set this film apart from anything else, making it one of the most beautiful anime movies of all time, I would say. These dream sequences are amazing. But the dream sequences themselves actually elevate this movie and make it become one of the most beautiful anime movies you can watch. It is really amazing watching these dream sequences, especially with the parade at the end, just paying attention to all of the detail and all of the characters and all of the things that they add in this parade, and all of the details surrounding it was just beautiful. The soundtrack also did a great job of bringing these dream sequences to life. Composed by Susumu Hirasawa, we've seen his works in many of other Satoshi Kon's movies, Paranoia Agent, Millennium Actress, even with Berserk. He made the soundtrack for Berserk. He does a great job with everything, but most notably, the most memorable song from this movie is going to be the song that we hear in the Dream Parade at the end. It's a beautiful song and it matches the scene beautifully. Moving on to the voice acting, every time I've seen this movie, I always watch it with the English dub because they actually do a really good job with the dub on this, so I would recommend if you're going to watch it, you could watch it either way. If you want to watch it with the Japanese audio or the English dub, feel free to do both because they do a great job with the dub. So my overall score for Paprika is going to be an 8.5 out of 10. This, unfortunately, is the lowest score that I've given anything out of Cohn's filmography, but with this movie, I really feel that the major selling points here are the beautiful visuals and also the abstract dream sequences that they explore. But this also makes the plot and the characters take a back seat. The plot and the characters were enjoyable, but I felt that the antagonist was kind of basic and some of the characters were pretty cliche. They're serviceable and they are enjoyable, but I do expect more from Cohn as far as the writing goes. But seeing as how this comes from a book, there's a bit of the story here which I might not be catching. If you've seen Paprika, then let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. If you spotted any hidden meanings or messages or anything in the film, let me know about that as well, but please leave a spoiler warning to save everyone who hasn't seen it yet. Thanks again for watching, and thanks for all your support with the likes and comments. I'll see you next time.